Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel where we talk about how you are gonna get into Stanford, feel so awesome about yourself. So today's video is about what you should be doing in high school, what they're gonna... Hold on.
2 hours later.
You want them to like pick up your application and just be like looking at your activities and then so, you know what? I bet you're like, what? Literally, I can't get in unless I freaking am training for the Olympics. Built a drone from soup cans. But honestly, here is the secret. The secret of, you know, what kind of thing you should do. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter what you do as long as you like genuinely like you love it. Like whatever you're doing, like you love it so much. Like I feel like you've probably heard this a lot, but Stanford they're trying to build a class of people, right? So like who are you? Like who is your profile on campus? Are you the Hispanic girl from an inner city school who, you know, dances and is also really interested in STEM? You have to like think about your application and your profile and you're like, wow, like I'm the only me out there, and like obviously you're the only you out there, like, you know, everyone's unique, like love yourself. Like honestly, like it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't have to like impress all your friends, or like you don't have to be like the best at it in the nation, but like whatever you do, like you have to love it. My second tip, first one was doesn't matter what you do. Second one is, you know, well, again, do what you love. Just do something that you're passionate about. Like take like one of your activities in your life. Maybe it's like you like to play volleyball, you like math, you like to ride your bike around your neighborhood, you like to collect seashells, I don't know. But whatever you like to do, you just have to like take it one step past like what everyone else is doing. Maybe, you know, like you like teaching and you're like, okay, cool, like I like teaching and I like, I don't know, I like science. So you're like, okay, cool, I like teaching and I like science. I live next to a city that has a really low, score rate on the ACT in science, so like I'm gonna get a bunch of my friends together and we're gonna go tutor like kids in a different city. I don't know. Thing number 3, this isn't really a tip, but it's more just like a fact, that Stanford's trying to build a diverse class. The class is well-rounded, so it's better to be like really strong in one thing, really passionate about one thing.
Sorry, this is really confusing, but I'm just trying to say, like, Stanford is trying to look to see what role you're going to fill on campus / whenever you graduate. So are you going to be an entrepreneur? Are you going to be in politics? Are you going to join the public service sector? All of these different roles that they're trying to fill is what they're kind of going to be thinking about whenever they're reading applications. So what role are you going to fill? What will you add to campus?
Now, this is the fourth thing, and it kind of goes into like my thing. So like if you're like, should I do an internship, should I start a business or something like cool like that, honestly the answer is you shouldn't do it if the only reason you're doing it is to get in, because then that means that you're not passionate about it. Once again, going back to the whole like do what you love thing. So I had an internship last summer. I don't know, I wasn't like thinking I need to do an internship to like get into a job school. There's just this like program in my city that takes like a few high school students from the area and places them into like research labs at a university in Texas at the medical center there. So they like place students in labs and you can like do like really cool like graduate level research in there. So that's what I did, and it sounds like pretty cool and pretty intense, and it was cool and intense, but like very intense, and like me like no idea what I was doing. So I like did research in this neuroscience lab. I kind of did like my own like small project in the lab, which was really cool, and like didn't even know that like people did research in high school, but like it's not, I wouldn't say common, but it's not like unusual. I didn't say that word right. But like a lot of people who get into Stanford and Harvard and stuff, they do research, but they never do research like just to do it. It's always about something they're passionate about. So like that part of me showed like I'm really involved in STEM. That's something I'm interested in. If you watch my last video on my Common App essay, I talked about how I'm I'm really interested in STEM. So it's also kind of like building your own story. So my story is that I'm a girl from the suburbs who goes to an inner city performing arts high school. So like I'm really passionate about like the arts, and like I exercise like that love in a certain way, but then also I'm like really involved in STEM, and like that's something I'm passionate about, and as I put in my comment essay, and then now again like showing in one of my like more major activities, which was this like cool internship that I did. So if you want to do research, definitely there are ways to do it. Like I got paid for doing the research that I did, but you can do it like unpaid. I don't think that's weird. A lot of like, maybe you get a local university that will let you work in their lab. Definitely just look into it, because it's not something that's uncommon for like people like me, high school student, literally no experience, like no idea what I'm doing, to like go and do research at a university. So if that's something that you think would be cool, maybe you're interested in research, like after doing, I thought I might be interested in research, and then after that experience, I'm like not really into it anymore, which also like that's just, now I'm like one step closer to like kind of knowing what I want to do in the future, knowing that I don't want to do research. That kind of like rules out that I don't really want to go into like academia. I want to go into career after I graduate Stanford, which is like, you know, that's cool. But that was a super cool experience. And then the other thing that I do, so like my artsy side, I went to performing arts high school. I'm not the best dancer at all. Hi, if you went to my high school, like you know that. Like I'm not like the worst dancer on the planet. Obviously I wouldn't have gone to that school. But I went there and I did a ton of different kind of dances that literally like not that I didn't know existed, like I didn't know some of what they were like when I thought about them in my head. So like I did Filipino, flamenco, African, I did like my own choreography stuff. And like, not that I'm the best at any of those, but like they were just fun and like cool experiences, like trying stuff that I didn't really know. Like, okay, I knew what flamenco was, but like, and I did like a little bit of African before that, but I just like I never like got to like really do it. And so just kind of like, I danced my whole life, but then at this school I was like pushing myself to like do new things. Hi, so my camera tried to stop filming, so sorry if anything changed. But yeah, and then something else that I did like with dance, my senior project for the year was like, I like created this class at a shelter near my house for like the kids who live in the shelter, and like taught them dance, like a dance class every single week, and it's from ages like 4 to 11. Like I'd never taught that big of an age range before. I'd only taught like a couple dance classes, like a studio at this point, to like something community service based that like linked to my whole like dance part of who I am / part of my application. I really like teaching, so that was like teaching plus dance plus community service plus like something not part of school that like I did all myself. Like I just created this class, worked with the shelter, worked with the activities coordinator there, and it was super hard, and I learned a lot from just teaching that little class like every single week. My like main leadership position like at my school, like I was in a lot of honor societies, but the main one was that I was president of Math National Honor Society, and what we did there was like we tutored people. So it was like another thing. Like it was kind of small. Like I would tutor people like in calculus or whatever, like different kinds of math. But it was just like one more thing that I was like in. So it's like leadership position plus links to the whole STEM teaching thing, like everything links. So like, you know, tip number 5, kind of talking about it already, but like it's be consistent and make sure you have like some sort of like theme in your application. I'm a STEM person, I'm a dance person. Trying to see how those things link could be something in my future that I didn't really try in high school. You know, I don't know. It's just like when you look at my application, there's clear like themes of what's going on that I like carried out in different parts of my life. So when you just think about like, oh, you were in Math National Honor Society, like who cares? But it's because that links to other parts of my life / application that like gives it more relevance. And that's a big thing. Consistency in your application, creating themes, like it might sound kind of confusing, but honestly like it's such a big thing, and you want the person who's reading your application or people who are reading it to have like an idea of who you are, who you'd be on campus, and like what things are going to stick out to them. Like dance is going to stick out in my application because I did so much of it. I did so many different kinds that like other people who are dancers don't even really do. I'm not the best at it, but like I just like to do it, and did stuff that not everyone does, and like did it in different areas, so it showed up in like multiple different activities. I used to do competition dance when I was little. That versus my performing arts school versus like me teaching it, it was just like, you know, so that clearly would stand out. STEM would stand out. Math National Honor Society, I was also in Science National Honor Society, but the main one was math, plus, you know, my internship, plus, like, I was in this calculus class at my school, and in my school there was only 4 people in it. I was in calculus BC, which at my high school isn't that common. Like, I know a ton of high schools, like, well, like, everyone takes it, like, when they're a junior, but, like, you know, that's just another thing. Like, I'm taking that to the highest level at what my school offers. What your school offers is also a huge part of it. If my school didn't have Math National Honor Society, then maybe I would have started it. I don't know. Do what you love what you do. That's all I have for you today, guys. Make sure to like, comment, anything you want, college related, non-college related. Sorry, I just can't speak. See you guys next time. Peace out. Just read my comment essay and kind of talk a little bit. Go Cards.